And obviously the next pay-per-view is Dricus and Khamzat. Just how big is that fight in your mind for the middleweight division? We've been waiting forever to see Khamzat finally compete for a championship.
Yeah, it's big, and it's big to be back in Chicago, sold out. Yeah, it's going to be a fun one. I got a feeling that's going to be very much like tonight. You know, how about, I can't remember, second round or something. The crowd was so loud that the ref couldn't hear the bell. And, you know what I mean? Went like another 5 seconds longer than it should have. But, yeah, I expect Chicago to be that way.
The division is turning on Chimaev. And the media is turning on Chimaev. And according to my own partners at DraftKings, you, the fans, the bettors, are turning on Chimaev. And I don't know where that's coming from. Khamzat Chimaev has been the boogie monster of 2 divisions from the day that he got here. The media has never loved anybody more than Chimaev. Now, they love 2 people equal, Ronda Rousey and Conor McGregor. But the 3 of them were media darlings like our sport has never seen.
Я думаю, что мое личное мнение, я бы Кhamzatу посоветовал бы, чтобы он в стойке дрался с ним.
Но мне кажется, вот как будто вот его стиль такой, что с первых минут атаку, как будто его надо придерживаться, нет, этого стиля?
Прикинь, если я делал бы, я бы посоветовал бы по-другому.
Да.
Вот чисто по боксу пустых, Khamzat лучше. Вот чисто по боксу. Это мое мнение. Просто здесь есть такой момент. Ты можешь сфорсировать события. Там раунд, 2. Но если ты его не финишируешь, ты очень много энергии потратишь. А потом надо в чемпионских боях.
Did any of you guys happen to see the training footage that just came out on Khamzat? He was with the Russian national team.
I did,
Will
yeah.
you admit that he looked a little better than that? I thought he looked a little sharper than I was aware he was.
He's pretty good, yeah, pure wrestling. He's got some skills. What information do we have? We have a short video of him training with good wrestlers. We have video of him beating up some high school kids in Sweden. And then we have video of him throwing down guys in MMA who have never grappled at a competitive high world-class level. Do I think he's like a guy that could be top 3, top 5 in the world? Probably not. Myself, I know that I'm a top 3 guy in the world. I don't think there's really a guy in the world at 86 kilos that could beat me in wrestling right now. His biggest thing that's going to crush him, especially against a fight against me, is you're going to get tired. You're going to go like this, and I'm going to go like this as the fight goes on. You're not going to take me down, so you're going to have to strike with me. I'm probably going to be able to take you down, and the longer the fight goes, the worse it's going to get.
Amazing, you know, it's like we have even more guys at the camp. Khamzat cardio's to the roof, you know. It's like, even though we have new guys and he keeps rotating new guys, he makes them guys every time, like people can't hang with him. And like today we had this amazing training, and man, he was like 5 different minutes, different rounds. I think he went like 6 or 8 5-minute round on grappling and wall work, and he was like just gassing all the guys out, you know. Even like new guys will come and like he would still gas the guys out. So super excited that it's like, man, everybody talks about his cardio this, his cardio that, and the guy's literally an animal. The way he trains, and he trains and he's like having fun at the same time, you know. That's why he's like murder or kill people or smash, however you want to say it, like in a cage. It's just because of the way he is, you know. If at training with friends he's like that, with that intensity, man, when he closes that cage, of course the fight night's just going to be amazing, you know. Make him just go over there and get his belt and do what he does at training, just perform the same way in the cage.
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. The UFC middleweight division is on the verge of a seismic clash as the champion, Dricus Du Plessis, prepares to defend his title against the undefeated and incredibly dangerous Khamzat Chimaev. This is a fight that has been years in the making, with Khamzat being hailed as the next big thing from the moment he stepped into the octagon.
Range. Like, there's a lot of guys like Dricus, who's bigger than you, who's the middleweight champion. He's huge, man. It's the opposite thing, right? He's cutting a ton of weight. I don't know what he cuts, but every time I interview him, I'm like, how? How the you 185 pounds? You're enormous. He looks like a heavyweight. And he is a heavyweight when he fights. I mean, he's over 205 for sure.
These guys, they blow up.
On the other side of the debate, Daniel Cormier confidently stated his belief that Khamzat Chimaev will defeat Dricus Du Plessis, pointing to Chimaev's explosive style and world-class grappling as the reason. In a conversation with Demetrius Johnson, the two legends also discussed what it takes to be considered a great champion in the modern era.
DDP, he won it. He beat Sean Strickland.
And he beat Izzy.
He beat Izzy. He hasn't done anything after that.
But if Khamzat beats him, he's at 2 title defenses.
Two title defenses.
Is that a great title run?
I don't know. Maybe in today's age.
That's what I'm wondering. Are the guys so good? Are the guys so good, or are the champions just not separating themselves like you did?
Yeah, or you did too.
I've had 5.
You had 5,
yeah,
right?
But still.
So I think it's, you know what? That's a great question. I think it might be just the talent is just different now because everybody's doing it.
Another former champion, Robert Whittaker, also shared his prediction for the Chimaev versus Du Plessis fight, and he is leaning toward the current title holder. Whittaker commended Dricus for his toughness and his ability to push forward through difficult rounds, labeling him a strong and durable fighter who manages to find a way to win when the odds are stacked against him. He believes Dricus's awkward style and relentless pressure could disrupt Khamzat's rhythm, especially since Chimaev has shown a tendency to slow down in later rounds.
Versus Khamzat, who do you think is going to get their hands raised?
It's tricky. I think the favourite has to be Dricus. The only things I can really say with any sort of certainty is that Chimaev will get Dricus to the mat. But if Chimaev doesn't finish Dricus there, I find it hard for him to win. I think the longer the fight goes, Dricus is more favourable. Chimaev has outstanding first-round finishes, but every fight that's gone the distance has been close.
Arman Tsarukyan, however, did not mince words when he was asked about the upcoming middleweight title fight. Speaking with extreme confidence in a recent interview, Tsarukyan gave a very direct and decisive prediction. He highlighted Khamzat's elite wrestling and overwhelming pressure, suggesting that Dricus will not be able to handle the sheer physicality that Chimaev brings into the octagon.
What is a good strategy Khamzat is looking at in terms of, going at Dricus?
He does every fight the almost same things, and he's not going to change anything.
Dricus said he'll give him 10,000 for every time he's able to take him down.
Yeah, but he's not gonna make money from that fight. He's gotta give all his money to Khamzat.
Sean Strickland also offered his 2 cents on the Khamzat Chimaev versus Dricus Du Plessis matchup, giving a more balanced prediction. Strickland stated that if Khamzat can get the job done early, he'll almost certainly leave with the belt. However, he also warned that if the fight gets into the deep waters of the later rounds, the tide could turn dramatically in the champion's favor.
Do you think, he beats DDP, or do you think DDP retains?
It's hard. So those little Chechen fucks, I don't want to say Chechen, he's not Chechen, he's Swedish, but those little Chechen whore, they can grapple. And someone like me, who I've been training with these fuckers for years, I usually could counter wrestle and grapple them. So I just don't know if fucking Dricus can be able to counter wrestle him.
Yeah.
But if he can, I think he wins all hands down, I sparred the fucking Chechen whore, hands down, I think Dricus wins. But it's just gonna come down to are you gonna be able to stop that counter, are you gonna be able to counter wrestle? And you can, it's not hard, you just gotta it's not hard.
Gilbert Burns, who famously went to war with Khamzat, shared his unique insights on the showdown and did not hesitate to back the champion. Burns described Dricus as a nightmare matchup for Khamzat, pointing to the South African's size, strength, and unorthodox pressure. Having experienced Chimaev's power firsthand, Burns knows the chaos he brings, but he believes Dricus's resilience and awkward style make him incredibly difficult to prepare for.
I train with Dricus a lot. Dricus is actually a very, very good fighter. Crazy cardio, very physically strong. He's a very hard fight to predict. I think Chimaev is going to start very strong, like he always do. I do believe Dricus can kind of slow him down, don't get submitted, relax a little bit. But I do believe Dricus, if he get past that first round, I think that's the hardest part. What I think he will do, I think he's gonna pass, and then he's gonna be a nightmare for Chimaev. I think Dricus is a monster, hits very hard, doesn't break, good gas tank. I do believe Dricus is gonna beat Chimaev and remain the champion.
Yeah, love that! Former UFC light heavyweight champion Jamahal Hill has also officially thrown his support behind Dricus Du Plessis. Hill expressed his admiration for DDP's consistency, toughness, and his knack for adapting in the middle of a fight. He feels Du Plessis has established himself as a smart and composed fighter who doesn't crack under pressure. While acknowledging the danger Khamzat poses, Hill believes Dricus holds the advantage in durability and fight management.
I probably favor DDP in that one, just for the simple fact of I've doubted this dude so many times now, and he's shut me up bad every time. So, and I've come to understand like how his posture kind of works, which it may look like he's like fatiguing or he's like slowing down, but he's really not. You know, I think he's got the better cardio, and I believe he could be his physical strength, I believe, can pose a problem for anybody in that division. And we've seen Khamzat fade. We've seen Khamzat fade over the course of rounds before. And I just believe Dricus has a really, really awkward way of throwing strikes that's not easy to time and get a read on. So I believe he will land. And when he lands, it's obviously has devastating effect. So I probably lean more towards DDP, but you can't kind of count a guy like Khamzat out. I believe he's one of the best natural pure grapplers in the sport, and he does have an ability to throw some hands too.
Mike Perry was also asked to weigh in on the Chimaev versus Du Plessis fight. He acknowledged that DDP is a tough challenge for anyone in the division, giving him credit for his durability and awkward fighting style. However, Perry ultimately seems to believe that a focused Chimaev has the tools to win, but also feels the champion has proven he can be courageous and find a way to get the victory.
You mentioned DDP. If his next fight is Khamzat Chimaev, who do you think wins that?
I think DDP's big and strong and scary-ish. Like, he's a good guy, but like when he's in that ring, he's really powerful. Chimaev lets us think he's not as smart as he is. He has game plans. Chimaev's been a terror in the UFC. He's really taken a lot of it over, and we're all excited to see him compete. DDP's been really humble, but very, very courageous, very strong. I think DDP wins if they fight, which it's hard to say they even will fight. I don't see Khamzat Chimaev taking a fight that he doesn't see himself having the ability to win.
UFC Hall of Famer Tito Ortiz has made it clear he is backing Khamzat Chimaev to win against Dricus Du Plessis. The former light heavyweight champion praised Chimaev's aggression, strength, and his ability to control the fight from the very beginning. Ortiz views Khamzat as a relentless force capable of breaking opponents both mentally and physically.
How do you predict that fight plays out?
People are going to see how vicious Chimaev truly is. I respect the guy. He's a monster. Du Plessis, the champ, I think he's in him for a rude awakening because he's going to realize that his wrestling is not as good as Chimaev's truly is. And it was heartbreaking for me in that middleweight division because when Bo Nichols got picked apart his last fight, I was like, man, why didn't you wrestle? You're one of the best guys in the world in wrestling.
It's a true collision course between the raw chaos of Khamzat and the calculated pressure of DDP. So, what do you think? Will the era of bores officially begin? Or will Dricus Du Plessis shut down the storm and solidify his reign as champion? Drop your predictions in the comments below. Hit that like button if you're as excited for this fight as we are, and don't forget to subscribe for more breakdowns, news, and analysis. This one is going to be unforgettable.